Okay, here we go with the next step of the Hatsan 95 stock to 1000X action conversion. I started off this time with some Denbart checkering tools. And it's the V-shaped #1 tool. The tool is a little thing on the tip there that used for making an original layout pattern and then to deepen the rows after you've laid out the pattern, which in this case also is 18 lines per inch as used by Winchester on the Model 70s. So as used on the Model 70s, which I will use on the Crossman model number 70 Pell gun to change it from the base model Ranger to the next step up, which was called the Model 70 Standard walnut stock with basic checkering. But anyway, I used it on the Model 95 there stock that I put the 22 cal 1000X action on the Striker, so I call it the Striker 95 now, hybrid. I used it to touch up the border lines around the checkering on the Model 95 stock to sharpen it up a little bit, and that worked out really good with that V-shaped #1 tool. Perfect for making the lines a little heavier with light strokes. I found out the short light strokes are the best. You go too long and it can skip. Like if it's supposed to curve this way, you could skip off that way or skip the corner on a tight curve. So the practice definitely makes perfect, but slow, light, short strokes on the tool, period. That's the only way you're going to get it good. You can't cover up mistakes with your carbon, basically. And also, just came in the mail a little bit ago. You can see here the size of the purple blue I use. 1 quart bottle from Cabela's. 30.25 I think it was, because Birchwood Casey wants 60.50. So I got it for half price at Cabela's. And I also found True Oil in an 8-ounce bottle. Cha-ching. These are the two things I use the most of. If I could get the cleaner degreaser and the bluing and rust remover, and say even an 8-ounce bottle, that would be nice. Quart bottles with those three would be nice, because you use so much of the stuff in the bluing process. Besides a lot of emery paper for polishing the metal, I have to get the old bluing and rust off. Came from Nickerson, Nebraska, on a eBay auction I won. Oh boy. Yep. He put his paper shredders to work. Oh, come on. Boy, dang gun to keep this stuff off. Just like saran wrap, it's all staticky. Come on, get over there where you're going to pick stick the hose now, dang it. Okay, it's Crossman Super Pels in these cardboard canisters. Get an idea of some size there. It's about the size of it, a little smaller than a juice glass, like 3 inches high and 1.5 inches wide. 177 cal. Crossman 177 cal for a Crossman Silent 177. Never heard of that. Maybe clean it up a little bit. But hey, that's a full one there. Okay. This one feels like it's about half full. Come on. It's hard to get that out of there without damaging the container. And this one, same thing, Crossman 177 Super Pels. It's a little dirty from use, as you can see. Ring around the collar. Those dirty rings. Take the wadding out of there. A little more than half full. Put those in the collection. Like two things in one. And the way they are, this one's lighter colored than that one. I don't know, use whatever ink they can get that's close enough, or what. I got two more tins of little vintage tins coming. I'll show you those when they come in. But for now we'll get to work on 95 stock to 1000 X conversion, or striker 1000, whatever. We'll get to that now. Okay, and here's the V-shaped check ring tool you use for deepening and widening the lines once you've basically finished cutting them. And I use that to cut the border lines around the outside, which were getting a little faint from all the sanding. You can see where I messed up on a couple of places on tight curves, but the rest of it was fairly easy. Good practice run to learn to use these check ring tools to sharpen that up again when I go to so it'll look good when I refinish it. And here you can see the check ring definitely sticks out a little more after I freshened it up. And here is a little bit short bolt and wing nut I needed to clamp this drill press vise down. 4-inch I believe it is. And I finally found a piece of plywood to break a strip out of to take the forks from the 95 I cut off, so I could use that to cut plugs out of. It would have taken too long to film it to show you guys because the wood dust starts to smolder, but here's what it looks like with the 1/2-inch plug cutter. You have to go real slow because dust starts to smolder, and you got to stop it and proof it with your breath a few times to put it out so it doesn't burn the wood. And here are the resulting plugs I cut out of those the Turkish walnut forks that I had to shorten on the 95 stock to plug the 4-stock bolt holes. And here you can see the little step in the original 95 forward bolt holes I have to drill out so I can put these plugs in all the way, which won't fit at that point because it put that step in there that you see here.
So we'll take care of that. Which I was going to do in the drill press here. As you see, I couldn't use the drill press vise because of distances involved up and down. There just wasn't enough clearance no matter what. Not on the bottom one either. So I tried to cut it anyway by holding it in place, which wasn't a big deal. Propped against my leg, and I got all that chatter there. So it fucked up the stock, and I got to fill that in and fix it now. I'm a little pissed off about that, but the other side's okay. Had to do some digging in my spare parts to find my bag with these plugs that I'd cut. And the Elmer's glue all, which is a stronger form of Elmer's, the plugs, and a tap hammer I'm going to use to do the job. Got to tap them down level and let it cure for 24 hours. In here I'm just lining up the grain and checking it for size and see what it looks like and stuff like that first. Then put some glue on the bottom half of the plug. Stuck it in there. Make sure you got the grain lined up, so it'll look right when it's all said and done. And again, tap it in level, and that's it. Say if you're taking a Q-tip to clean up the extra glue there, and a little spit in a dry towel to wipe off the excess. And here we are on the other side, the left side of the stock, that is, and gluing that one in and getting the grain lined up and all that. Tap it down level and wait till tomorrow for it to dry. Now here's what the plugs look like on the inside of the cut down forks. Doesn't stick out too far, so we could take a router bit and a Dremel and cut that down a little bit if needs be. And here's the blonde wood filler I'm going to use. It's a little like a yellowish beeswax color until it dries. The color changing like it says there. Stuff works pretty good. And here's the plugged hole on the right side that got the drill chatter because I didn't know the dang drill was warped. So I used the battery powered drill on this left side here and got it done better. And here's what the filler looks like wet on the left side. Forgot to use the blue tape. And here's the right side that got the chatter, and the dowel, the end of the dowel will show again once I sand this down. I was trying to make sure I got the chatter all around the hole filled in good. And here's the stain I'm going to use. It matches Crossman colors. I'm going to use a couple of Q-tips and let it soak in no more than about 5 minutes on a sanded filler. And then the whole stock gets coated a few coats of True Oil, and it'll look beautiful. Okay, here's the 150 grit regular sandpaper and basic brush I use for dusting. And I wrapped it around a piece of white styrofoam out of one of the gun boxes I cut for a sanding block. And that's after the 150 grit. As you see, the dowel rod's showing pretty good again. And then there's the sanding block a better look at. It's a piece of hard white foam and 240 grit paper, and it's looking a lot better now. Just had to get it curved right and everything. And then I broke out the drill with a 3/16 bit after all the sanding on both sides, so that I could chase the holes. And here we are. They're just still too tight for the bolts to go through, so I'll have to chase them a little better, ream them out a bit. But that's good.
Okay, well, it's taken me several months to get this particular video this far. So I'm going to cut this one right here, and we'll finish it up next video. I need to get a countersink I thought I had with this fancy DeWalt drill driver kit. They always give you something like that, and this time they didn't. I got 20 million Phillips heads, bits, and all kind of stuff like that. No countersink. I gotta dig one up to fit those forward bolt holes. You gotta countersink those big-headed bolt screws that go in at an angle on the front to fit the Striker 1000 action to the 95 stock, which has a bolt and nut that goes straight through, and that's the one we filled in, as you saw. So next time around we'll finish it up, and once that's all together again, then we can test fire it. That'll be nice. Trying to get the thing done where you can shoot it again. It's going to be a great small game rifle. And it'll look nice with the Turkish walnut. It's got the darker streaks of heartwood running through it. That's reminds me a lot of more like American walnut. So we'll get back around to it next time and finish her up. Good Lord willing, the creeks don't rise. We'll see you again.